Hi, I'm Tom. This is Mina, and this is Kitty Help Desk. So it's getting close to being springtime, and each spring we start up yet another year of kitten season. It's the time of year when cats start breeding, and we start to see more kittens show up in shelters because they get bred in the wild. People notice them around their homes or businesses, and they turn them into the shelter. Now, it's important to sort of understand what to do if you encounter just a single kitten by itself out in the wild, because, a lot of well-intentioned people might scoop up that kitten and think they're saving that kitten's life by taking them to the shelter, when in fact, you may be doing that kitten some long-term harm by doing so, and I'll explain that. But really what you want to do is you want to know, has that kitten been abandoned in some way, or is that kitten lost? And the only way to really do that is to follow them, try to figure out if there are other kittens and a mother around somewhere nearby. So just to hang back and watch them for a while is really the best plan, to see where they go and see if you can locate other kittens, because very rarely do cats give birth to just a single kitten. But if you do find that a kitten is by itself, and that was sort of how Miss Lucy was found. She was trapped inside of a tire in the pouring rain, and she had been there for quite some time. She was nearly starving, and she was screaming her little head off, trying to get someone's attention to save her. Fortunately, a friend of mine heard her and brought her home with her, and then didn't have a way to really care for her, so I took her in. I also knew she was going to need some rehabilitation because she became very food aggressive because of being without food at a very critical time. And so, over the years, I've had to do a lot of work with Lucy, and that's been very helpful both for her and for me to learn how to do some of these things. But anyway, in that case, it was a very clear-cut situation where she was a kitten who was alone. There were no other cats anywhere around for quite a distance. There weren't even any structures really where other cats might be hiding. Mother cats tend to build nests somewhere that they think of as secure. So in a lot of places, there'll be some sort of shelter. Under houses is frequently a place, and people will hear them under the floor, under the house. But if you do find a kitten by his or herself, then you start to have choices about what you should do next. And, you can take that cat in and a rescue will take care of them. In most cases, the best case scenario for a kitten that's brought in that way is for them to be placed with another mother cat and her nest put in the nest with her other litter. And so that this kitten then gets raised as a litter mate and gets the advantages of that. There are several sort of developmental hurdles that a cat goes through in the nest. And one of the biggest ones, and I say it's one of the biggest ones because it creates a problem that I have to deal with some of my clients from time to time, is a lack of bite inhibition or scratching inhibition. And in essence, it's about learning not to play too rough, because kittens don't understand how rough is too rough, and they will play with each other until maybe they bite too hard and the other kitten will react. Or the mother, they might bite the mother. They frequently attack and jump on the mothers. And so they might bite them and the mother will react and will essentially train them. That's too much. This is too much. But if you remove a cat from that situation, you remove a kitten from that situation too early, then that kitten may never in its lifetime learn proper bite and scratch inhibition, and it becomes a lifelong sort of journey to, whoever takes care of that cat to basically keep an eye on them and help to train them with kind of more forebrain training that tells them that doesn't result in anything positive. Like, you have to basically train the kitten that when you bite or scratch, any bites or scratches, because a kitten doesn't understand severity at that point. But so you have to basically say any bites or scratches result in boredom. So anytime they bite or scratch, you get up and you leave the room. They're left with nothing but kind of being bored. There's nothing to do and all the fun stopped. And then you reinforce them, positively reinforce when they sit or when they play gently. And that can become a lifelong sort of goal to get the cat to just play gently. You also want to redirect them to toys instead of the hands and feet. That can help. But that kitten is never going to learn inhibition in the same way that he or she would have if left in the nest. So it's really important if you find that kitten by itself to make sure before you scoop them up that there's not a nest nearby, because ideally what we'd want to do is to rescue all of the siblings and the mother together. Sometimes that takes several trips, but it all starts with knowing that they're all there. That way you know what the goal is. You know who you're trying to trap and who you're trying to rescue. So thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. I'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye.